Mrs. Barry's late coming in, isn't she?
I'll stay until she arrives. There are a few reports that need doing. In fact, I've been thinking of doing one on staff and inmate relationships.
And what exactly do you think that'll achieve?
It might prove to the department that men shouldn't be working in a female prison.
If and when you get the proof, Miss Bennett, I'll hand the deputy governorship over to you personally.
Excuse me. Got another guest for you. Well, come on, we haven't got all night. I'll take the charge sheet.
I'll take it. Good. You know the procedure, Anderson. Well, you lasted longer than I expected. I knew you'd managed to find your way back here somehow.
What happened, Doreen?
I only took 2 bottles of grog.
You address all officers by name. Surely you haven't forgotten that.
No, Miss Bennett.
I'll be able to handle this, thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Just see she's put in a cell with someone she knows.
Yes, I know where we can put you. In with someone who'll be really pleased to see you back.
I don't mind being on my own, Miss Bennett. I don't want to wake anyone up.
You better get used to being in a dormitory, Anderson. That little escapade mightn't have seemed much to you, but you broke parole. I'd say there's every chance that you'll be serving the rest of your sentence. Thought you might like to meet your new cellmate, Smith.
Doreen! What the bloody hell are you doing here?
You've got 10 minutes to settle in, Anderson. I'm sure it won't take you that long to tell them why you broke parole.
For God's sake, you silly little idiot. What have you gone and done?
I'll give her a chance, Bea.
I'll give her exactly 1 minute before I thump the living daylights out of her.
Oh, everything was going okay and we were celebrating and the cops didn't know what we'd done and they were going to let me go, but Lizzie thought they were arresting me and they weren't. Anyway, she came and put her foot right in it. And everything was really good. Then it all went wrong.
Sharon, you know I can't stand it when you go silent on me. How many times do I have to say I'm sorry? You just can't throw away 3 years together and pretend they never happened. I mean, don't you care? How can you love somebody, spend all that time together and just pretend nothing's ever happened? Sharon, I know that the only reason that you turned to Chrissy was because you needed someone to look after you. You know, make a fuss over you. Well, I always did that, didn't I? Oh, why won't you answer me? Sharon! It's my trial today, damn you! I can't go and face that knowing I have nothing to come back to. I committed a crime to get in prison for you. It's all been for you. It's always been for you. Don't you care?
Stop that, Sharon Bryant.
Oh, God.
I want to see the governor.
What about?
Something the narcotics squad should be very interested in.
I'll let her know. Come on, O'Connell.
I heard you're the one who set me up.
You were getting too smart for your own good.
When I get out of here, I'd watch it if I could. And that goes for B. Smith, too.
Look, I've been inside too long for a little girl like you to scare me. Now, be a good girl and eat your breakfast.
O'Connell?
Coming, Mr. Fletcher.
Well, didn't you think you might get caught? You knew the conditions of your parole. You had some money from your mother's will, a nice bloke to marry you, and you went and blew the lot.
Bea. Look, Sharon's got something to tell the narcotics people. You think it could be about me planting those pills on her?
Ah, no way. Look, if she wanted to lag, she'd just tell the governor. It must be something else.
Oh, she's going to be trouble when she gets out of the pound.
Yeah, well, it's Bryant I'm interested in.
Well, she only bashed you so she could get near Sharon.
Yeah, well, if she wants to play games, I've got a few I could teach her.
O'Connell, aren't you supposed to be working in the kitchen?
Well, yes, Miss Bennett. I just brought some clean clothes for Doreen.
Two gentlemen from the narcotics branch are here, Bryant. They want to ask you a few questions before your trial.
What about?
I think it's fair to warn you that Gilmore is making a statement now. After what she told me, I thought it necessary to call them in. She claims that she was not telling the whole truth at her trial, that you were the one behind trafficking in drugs, and that you forced her to deliver them.
And you believed her? It's not true. I mean, I never had anything to do with it.
I am merely explaining what has been said.
Well, it's not true. I mean, she's a born liar.
That's enough of that, Bryant.
Look, she even tried to involve that other fella, you know, Reed, Tony Reed.
She said she did that because she was covering for you.
Well, it's not true.
Well, you admitted to smuggling drugs into the prison.
Yeah, well, at the time I wanted to get in here. I mean, when Sharon was sentenced, I had to do something to be near her.
Yes. I'll send her straight away. They're ready for you. The longer I work here, the less I understand about human nature.
That's because they're sick. We're not dealing with normal people.
Heard you got engaged.
Yeah.
What's your fella like then?
Oh, he's nice. Real nice.
That the ring?
Yeah, so what?
All right, don't get your nappy in a knot. I just want to have a look at it. You have to get married or something?
No.
Oh, you're holding out on him, are you?
Well, you're just jealous because you never got engaged.
Oh, well, I didn't have to, did I? I mean, I could get any bloke I wanted. I didn't have to marry him.
Give it back, Chrissy.
God, it looks like you've got yourself a real big spender here, Dawn.
Come on.
Oh, it must be glass at least. Or is it plastic?
You're a bitch.
Or maybe you brought it yourself.
Give it to me.
I'll take that. Up to your old tricks again, are you, Latham? Well, maybe you should try me on for size.
You don't measure up no more. Big Mouth Smith, clobbered by a newcomer. You've lost your sting.
We'll see about that.
What was that the Gov said? You get into strife and you'll end up in isolation, wasn't it? Well, it nearly finished you the last time. I don't reckon you could take another stint in there.
It's going to be worth it for you.
Oh, B!
Now, you were saying...
Don't you ever learn?
She clobbered me for no reason, Mrs. Davidson.
That's not true.
Shut up, Doreen.
Oh, no, I'm sick of being told what to do. She pinched my ring, Mrs. Davidson, and B was only trying to get it back.
Bloody lagger!
Quiet, Latham. Very well. Miss Bennett, I'm sure you can find something for Smith and Latham to do to cool them down.
With pleasure. Outside.
Mrs. Davidson, when can I visit the baby?
From what I've seen, you're not exactly showing you deserve any privileges.
Please, Mrs. Davidson. Will you let Caroline Simpson out to visit her mother in hospital? I'm going mad cooped up in here.
Very well. See the duty officer.
Thanks.
You know, you really shouldn't have that ring, Doreen.
Oh, Mrs. Davidson, I've got to keep it. Please.
All right, but be very careful.
Having been found guilty of trafficking in drugs. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yeah, I'm guilty.
You better learn a few manners, Bryant. You wanted to be here, so you'll learn to play the game our way. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now, I want you to go behind the screen and change into these.
You'll be sorry to hear that Sharon's evidence didn't hold up in court. They only got on me what I wanted them to get.
Then you're a fool. Or hadn't you noticed that your little friend doesn't care what happens to you?
You don't know anything about that.
She made that statement to get out of another week in solitary. That's not much in exchange for a very close friendship, is it?
It wasn't necessary, Vera.
This is a prison and not a Hearts and Flowers club.
I reckon that's about the first time I've ever seen Lizzie stuck for words.
Mrs. Jackson, would you tell Doreen that Kevin Burns is here to see her?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
I'll take you to the interview room.
Thanks.
Miss Bennett, I finished the laundry.
We'll take that back to the storeroom.
Yeah, but I can't get through the security gate. Can you let me through, please?
You've got 2.5 minutes, Bryant.
Now, if you see Sharon, you tell her she's welcome to you.
Ta very much.
Well, good day. Oh, no, you don't. There's one thing you can learn about me, Bryant. I don't like being hit in the face when I'm not looking. Now, this may not be a public affair, but there never was one for exhibition. Oh, just get away from me. Do you understand? Good.
You should have finished this ages ago, Smith.
Well, if a job's worth doing properly.
How did this happen to you, Bryant?
It's an accident.
Leaky pipes. Well, Struth, is that all? You could have done a lot bloody better than that.
Oh, there's more than last time, Bea.
Well, I should think so. I told you not to get stuck into this stuff. Now, there better be a lot more next time.
Didn't know you were so keen on this do-gooder sort of stuff.
I'm not. But if I tell you to do something, you do it, right?
It's a waste of bloody time. Why should we slave our guts out for some stupid radio station? Who needs it?
You'll do as you're told.
You can't be so crash-hot, Bea. Not if Judy can put one over on you.
No one puts one over on me and gets away with it. No one argues with me when I tell them to do something, not if they want to keep their head on their shoulders.
Talking big, isn't she, girls?
Hadn't you better get the toys to Mr. Reed, Bea?
I'm in no hurry.
Oh, I'm sick of this dump.
You got yourself stuck in here.
Yeah, well, I didn't know Sharon was going to be locked away all by herself all the time, did I?
She should be out soon. Anyway, you got plenty of friends. Bea seems to think she owns the joint, but I reckon you could take her.
I am not interested in your little power games, sweetheart. Bug off and leave me alone.
But you and Sharon would make a good pair as top dogs.
Listen, you little bitch! Sharon double-crossed me. I'd like to smash her face in, and that's exactly what I'm going to do to you if you don't leave me alone.
Okay, that's enough. Nobody does any bashing around here unless I do it.
I could have handled it myself.
You are rubbing me up the wrong way, Margot. And if you don't stop it, I'm going to come down you like a ton of bricks.
Hey, Bunny, just...
You pack of blood just better get stuck into those toys tomorrow.
You're really pushing for those toys, aren't you, Bea? I thought you only wanted to get poor Reed on side so he could help you get out of isolation.
Yeah, well, that's all there was to it at first. Things had changed. If I'm top dog, then what I say goes.
But you don't really want a radio station, do you?
I couldn't give a stuff about that.
Oh, it seems a bit of a waste, us earning all that money for something we couldn't care less about.
Yeah, you got a point there. What's the matter, love?
Nothing.
Oh, now, come on. What's up?
You can tell us, love. You know, we're your friends.
Of course we are. Listen, has someone done something to you?
No, it's me. I'm the one who's done it.
Done what?
I broke off my engagement with Kevin. I told him I never want to see him again, ever.
You what? You silly
What made you do a thing like that, love?
Well, I'm no good for him, am I? He's better off without me.
Well, I think it's up to him to decide. Now, what did he say?
Well, he didn't want to break it off, but I wouldn't listen to him. It's better this way.
Like hell it is. You're obviously real keen on this bloke.
Oh, well, it's over now.
But you could have made a go of it when you get out of here. Sounds like he wanted to wait for you.
I'll probably be in and out of this place all my life. I just didn't get used to being on the outside. It's not... You don't feel safe. Not like you do in here.
No one's bloody safe in here.
Oh, I know what she means, Bea. Everything's organised for you in here. You don't have to work things out for yourself. And it's only a little world.
Yeah, that's it. It's so big out there. I'm better off in here.
Oh, yeah? Now, who are you trying to convince? You or us? Your future's out there, not in here. Now, get that through your thick head. You've just got to get used to being out there again, that's all.
Oh, I can't be. I'll never be any good. And I don't want to drag Kevin down with me. He can do a lot better for himself. A lot better.
Oh, I just feel like going to work this morning.
Oh, well, you could always pretend you've got Vera in the press.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Look out, Benny gets hit. Shh, here it comes. And I could roll her up, flush her down the loo, and she'd finally be where she belongs. Now, there's a bright, smiling face. Cracked any mirrors lately?
I'm bored, stupid.
Ah, yeah, that's what you get here. Bed and bored.
Well, there's no need for anyone to be bored. There's plenty of work to be done. Why don't you try it, Bryant? Or would that be too much of a shock to your system?
Yeah, why don't you go and work in the laundry?
No, she won't, Smith. The further she keeps away from your lot, the better.
Well, you're not trying to say I'm a bad influence, are you, Fletch?
Just get to work, Smith. O'Connell, aren't you supposed to be in the kitchen?
Yes, Mr. Fletcher. See you later, Bea. Yeah, come on, go to work in the laundry.
I told you to go to work.
Well, where can I work?
Well, the garden needs a bit of attention. Or there's the workshop, or the kitchen.
I like gardening. I'll work there.
All right, I'll arrange it with the governor. You'll be taken out there later. In the meantime, if you've got any sense, you'll keep away from Smith and her cronies.
Don't want me to get with the strength, eh? It seems to me she just about rules the roost around here, doesn't she?
No, she doesn't. She just thinks she does.
Think of it. What does she ever do for us? Just throws her weight around like we're a bloody slave or something.
Well, that's the way it is. So what? Somebody's got to be top dog. And Judy, she doesn't look interested in taking over.
Oh, what's wrong with her, silly bitch? I reckon she could be like a dinner.
Do you just? Well, she could certainly have done you like a dinner if I hadn't stopped her.
I'd have given as good as I got.
I'm glad there weren't no trouble. I don't want nothing stopping me from seeing Elizabeth today.
You wouldn't be in any trouble if you used your head. While you're at it, you can make some of those toys on that thing while the screws aren't around.
We've had a belly full of that crap. Why should we waste our time on it?
I have an announcement to make about that crap. Anyone interested in making a little extra cash?
Yeah, I am. What you getting at, Bea?
Well, I just might be able to talk Reed into scrapping all that radio station guff and having the money paid direct to us.
Yeah, you're ready.
I see why not. Of course, I'd have to have your support. You'd have to be behind me 100%.
I'm with you.
And what about the rest of it? Well,
You've got to be crazy if you don't. It's a better deal than Judy and Sharon could offer us.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, how about a bit of work around here, eh? Come on.
come on, back to work, girls.
Come on, Latham, time for you to go to the hospital.
Hey, Fletch, can I see Mr. Reed?
It's Mr. Fletcher, and what do you want to see him about?
Yeah, OK, Mr. Fletcher. About the toys and stuff. We girls are really getting keen about making them, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'll let you know when you can see him. Come on, Latham.
Come.
All right, Bea, what is it?
I just thought you might like to know. The craft project is kaput.
The women have downed tools one more time.
That's right, and I don't think you're going to get them to pick them up again.
All right, Bea, what do you want?
It's not that I want anything. It's just that the women can't see any point knocking themselves out trying to raise the money for a radio station they weren't really interested in the first place. Now, what they need is an incentive.
What kind of incentive?
Money. Now, everyone's interested in that.
You want to be paid for doing the craft work?
Well, that's fair enough, isn't it? The women do the work. Why shouldn't they get the dough?
Okay, Bea, I don't like seeing this radio station project set aside, but I'll talk to Mrs. Davidson, see if she can have the money credited to you along with your wages.
Oh, that's no good. Well, the money direct, cash in hand.
Bea, it's the best you can expect to get, to have the money credited to you, and then maybe you'll have a little bit of it to spend at the buy-ups.
Yeah, OK. I suppose something's better than nothing.
Oh, Bea, there is one condition. You'll have to keep a record of what every woman manufactures and how much she's owed.
Me? Look, I haven't got that kind of brain. I never was any good with figures.
Then you'll have to find somebody who is.
I'm just dying to feed her and play with her. Even to change is going to be fun.
That's great, Prissy.
Yeah, so long as they don't stop me having her.
Oh, surely they won't.
Wouldn't put nothing past the screws.
Hey, guess what? Oh, I've just been talking to Reed. And from now on, all the money we make on the craft goods goes into our own pockets.
Yeah? Oh, that's terrific. How'd you manage that one, then?
Yeah, well, it was hard, but I finally managed to make him see it my way.
Oh, Bea, it means I'll be able to buy some stuff for Elizabeth now. Thanks. I'm going to get back to work, then.
Well, without being told?
Oh, yeah, I'm on my best behaviour now. I've got to be, ain't I?
Looks like they're going to let her bring a baby in here.
Oh, beauty. Might keep her out of my bloody hair. Hey, hang on a tick. Didn't I hear you say you worked in an office?
Yes.
Well, how'd you like a job?
What sort of job?
We need someone to keep track of what each woman makes and how much she earns. Do you reckon you could do that?
Oh, look, I've got a lot on my mind at the moment. I think you better get someone else. Weren't worth going back to, was it?
Here, I hear they're going to let you have your kid.
Yeah, so long as there's no itches.
I suppose they'll be watching you pretty closely.
Yeah, I suppose.
Then you better cut out your shenanigans with your girlfriend.
What?
You know what I mean. That sort of carry-on will give the screws a damn good excuse to say you're an unfit mother. I'd think about it pretty carefully if I were you. Hey, Doreen. How'd it go? Oh, didn't go too well, huh? Well, what happened? Did you get extra time for stealing the grog, or did you just lose your parole?
Both. I got another 2 weeks on top of the other 6 months.
Oh, never mind. It'll pass pretty quickly.
Yeah, but it's Kevin I'm worried about more than anything.
I reckon you ought to keep in touch with him. He's good for you.
Yeah, he is. You know, he was there, Bea. He stood up and spoke for me and everything. Told the magistrate how we were going to get married and settle down. Oh, he was wonderful.
Well, if he's going to stick by you, why the long face?
I told him it was no go.
He did what? Are you out of your head?
Well, it wouldn't work, Bea. If I'm stupid enough to get pinched for stealing 2 bottles of grog, well, I could get into strife at any time. And I couldn't put Kevin through that. He's too nice.
Now, you listen to me, Doreen. If you ever wind up back in here, I will personally bash your skull in. Do you hear me?
Who are you bullying now, Bea?
Mind your own bloody business.
Oh, why don't you leave the kid alone?
Maybe a punch in the throat will teach you who's boss around here.
I don't, Bea. It's bad enough me being stuck back in here. Don't make things worse. If I get into any sort of trouble, I'll be in here forever.
Just don't forget what I said, Doreen.
Likes to play it tough, doesn't she?
Oh, she's all right. She was only telling me off for my own good. But thanks for trying to help anyway.
You're Doreen Anderson, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Judy Bryant. They got me working in the garden.
Oh, yeah, that's where I used to work all the time.
Yeah. Maybe you can keep me company, huh?
Yeah.
You, got someone waiting for you on the outside?
Well, yeah. Oh, and there's me mate, Lizzie. We lived in the halfway house together. She'll really be missing me.
Tell me about her.
Oh, Lizzie. She's a real wag.
Well, I'm back.
Now tell us the good news.
I hope you haven't all forgotten about the little presents I'll be able to bring you from time to time.
Looks like you're on your own, some.
Where's Judy?
I wouldn't be relying on her if I were you either. She wants your guts for garters.
Well, at least I know I've got one friend.
Latham, Dr. Weissman's here to see you. If you can bear to drag yourself away from your friend.
Leave Chrissy alone. She tried to get her baby and doesn't want any trouble. And you're nothing but trouble. We're a bit shaky, are we, Sharon? Frightened that Judy might be in here any minute?
Go to hell.
Ah, that's where you might go to when Judy's finished with you. I wouldn't mind being that pretty little face of yours could be mincemeat before long. And isn't it just as well that Vera's here to testify I had nothing to do with it? Try not to get any blood on the carpet, won't you?
So Frankie and me got dressed up as these nuns, you know?
Oh, nuns, that's bloody beautiful. Come on, love. Tell me some more about you and Frankie.
Oh, well, after that, we
I would have thought you could have picked your friends a bit better, Doreen.
Well, me and Judy have been working together in the garden, Bea. We got on real well.
I just bet you did.
I think that Doreen is capable of choosing her own friends. You can't bully everyone, Bea. Come on, honey.
Anyway, baby's quiet.
You're just trying to stop me from getting my baby in here, aren't you? Well, leave me alone, you bitch.
Someone must have hit her really hard.
Sharon or Chrissy, but why?
Oh, lover's tiff, probably, over Sharon.
Oh, surely Judy wouldn't fight over her.
You take my word for it. Oh, well, Sharon will end up in the pound, probably. I don't understand Chrissy, though. She got a lot to lose. Well, now look who's here. Miss Golden Gloves herself.
Back to work, Smith.
Hey, Fletch, what's the score on Judy?
None of your business.
Is she all right?
Yeah, she'll be all right.
Well, bloody remarkable.
What was that, Smith?
Oh, no, Fletcher. I mean, Mr. Fletcher.
Come on, Simpson. Mr. Reed wants to see you.
What's that all about?
Bail, I think. B?
Yeah, what's up?
Sharon and Chrissy.
Oh, that should be worth missing lunch for.
I just heard Chrissy crying in a cell, so I went in to see what was wrong. And she said Sharon had been threatening Doreen, and when Judy told her to lay off, a fight started.
What happened?
Chrissy hit Judy with a chair.
Oh.
Now she's afraid they'll take a baby away.
I should have known better. Boy, I'd really like to fix that Sharon bitch once and for all.
Oh, what's up, B?
Oh, bloody Sharon as usual. Looks like she might be responsible for Chrissy losing her baby.
Oh, yes, I know. Chrissy told me.
Mm.
But look, B, Sharon's had you put in isolation once. Can't you just forget her?
Yeah.
She's right.
There are ways and means.
O'Connell, what are you doing?
Oh, that's all right, Miss Bennett. I was just admiring the tucker. It's very nice. You cook this yourself?
Into lunch, you two. O'Connell, on your way.
Yes, Miss Bennett.
Well, I told Mrs. Davidson. She didn't believe me.
Oh, like hell you told her. If they take my baby away, Sharon...
I told her. Anyhow, it was your own fault.
My fault? I was only trying to help you. Oh, get lost or so help me.
What are you going to do? Beat me up? Spend some more time in solitary?
You're not bloody worth it.
I told Mrs. Davidson that me and Judy were fighting and that you tried to stick up for me.
You're a liar.
All right. I told her that you and Judy were fighting. I did it for us. Your baby would have come between us, Chrissy. And I love you. I do.
Well, get this. The only thing I care about is my baby.
Hello, Chrissy. Don't give up hope yet. Here, try to eat something.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
Sharon, could I see you for a minute?
What do you want?
I'm bloody well stay out.
Well, look, I'm worried about Bea. She's heard about what happened.
What's she got to do with this? Where is she? Where is she? You set me up, you bitch! Where is she?
Oh, don't be stupid, Sharon. That's
Where
what I'm
is
trying
she?
to tell you. Now, put that
What's going on? I'm bleeding.
Oh, she must have cut herself.
She tried to kill me.
Look, shut up,
She
Gilmore.
had the knife, Miss Bennett, not me.
Look, shut up, Gilmore. There's nothing wrong with you.
She tried to bloody kill me, I'm telling you.
Look, there's nothing wrong with me. I've had much worse than this.
You've got mild concussion and your blood pressure's too high.
She said she wanted to speak to me, then she grabbed the knife.
Shut up, Gilmore. Look, she's cut her hand, sister. Give her something to calm her down. I'll take O'Connell to see the governor.
I want to see the governor.
You'll get your chance.
Sit down, please. I'll go and get my things.
I'm not impressed.
Pat O'Connell, she tried to kill me.
You seem to have survived. Have you seen the governor yet?
Yes. You're probably going to get into trouble. I didn't.
Well, what about Chrissy Latham?
You ought to be pleased with yourself. They're taking her baby away. Well, that's what you wanted, isn't it?
What did you tell them?
The truth. That you and Chrissy were fighting over me.
Sharon, now, are you going to tell them what happened, or shall I?
You don't even like Chrissy Latham.
What's that got to do with it?
You just want to see me get into more trouble, don't you?
Okay. I'll tell them myself.
Take those for your blood pressure.
I would like to see Mrs. Davidson as soon as possible.
Judy!
As soon as possible, please.
I wanted to persuade her to stop causing trouble and to own up about this morning.
What happened this morning?
Well, I only know what Chrissy told me. But I believe her, Mrs. Davidson. A mother doesn't want to be separated from her child.
O'Connell's not being exactly truthful.
What do you mean, Miss Bennett?
I heard O'Connell tell Mr. Reed that she didn't want to see her own 2 children.
Oh, that's not fair, Mrs.
Did
Davidson.
you say it or not?
Well, only because I didn't want them upset.
Oh, it's perfectly obvious, Mrs. Davidson. All this talk about mothers and children, she couldn't care less. She's lying to help Latham.
That's just like you, you bitch.
O'Connell!
That's all you're good for. Hiding round corners and lying.
Are you going to stand for this, Mrs. Davidson?
That's enough, Miss Bennett. I will not have one of my officers spoken to in this way, O'Connell. You will spend the next 24 hours in solitary confinement.
I'm sorry to have phoned you, Mrs. Davidson, but Bryant has mild concussion and she was insisting on getting out of bed.
It's no trouble, sister. Well, Judy, what is it that's so important?
It's about this morning when I got hit on the head.
Oh?
Well, Sharon and I were fighting. It had nothing to do with Chrissy.
That's not what Sharon told me earlier.
I was scared, Mrs. Davidson.
How am I to know that you're not scared now?
Honest, Mrs. Davidson. It was an argument. It just got out of hand.
It won't happen again.
Well, whilst we're being so honest, what happened to Pat O'Connell?
I thought she was after me, but I guess I was wrong.
I see. In view of your honesty, Judy, I'm going to give you another chance, but you will not be warned again. As for you, Gilmore, you've had several chances. All your privileges will be stopped for 2 weeks.
Mrs. Davidson, what about Chrissy Latham?
What about Chrissy Latham?
Well, it doesn't seem fair her losing the baby and everything, especially since I got off.
Latham is no concern of yours, Bryant.
Solitary confinement means solitary confinement, not pleasant little chats with the social worker.
Would you show her in, please, Miss Bennett?
I'll tell the governor about this.
By all means.
Inside, O'Connell. I'll be outside.
Nearly time for muster. I went to Mrs. Davidson, told her the truth about this morning. Cost me 2 weeks' privileges. But she might let you keep the baby. Honest, Chrissy. Can't we be friends?
You're a bloody liar.
Well, well, well.
Miss Bennett will be here in a minute.
Oh, got herself a puppy dog, has she? Well, never mind, lovey. There are plenty of dark nights in here.
Don't know what you're picking on me for. I went to Mrs. Davidson, told her the truth. Cost me 2 weeks' privileges, too.
You wouldn't lie straight in bed.
All right, Gilmore, on your feet. Come on. Andrews, Barnes, Doolan, Gilmore, Latham, Simpson, Smith. Barnes and Doolan report to the dining room. You're on 2 weeks' loss of privileges. Stay in your cell. The rest of you, the recreation room.
Just a moment, please, Miss Bennett. Latham's to see the governor.
Do you know what it's about?
I've no idea. Simpson, your bail's been approved. Report to reception and collect your things.
I hope this is worth it. That was Butch Cassidy I was watching on TV.
Sit down, Biddy.
Listen, what's happened to Pat? She's just disappeared.
She's in the pound for 24 hours.
What?
Apparently she had a run-in with Miss Bennett.
Oh, bloody Vera.
Listen, Bea, I'm hoping to get some theatrical activities going here. Plays, that sort of thing.
You've had us cutting out moccasins like good little girls for the last couple of weeks, and now you want us to play dress-ups?
Well, I thought that some of the women might find theatre more rewarding.
Yeah, well, I should bloody well hope so. I reckon handicrafts have had the gong.
Yes, well, you could say that, yeah.
At least you know where to come when you want something.
Then you will help me to get the women interested?
Oh, sure, of course. It is going to cost you something, though.
How do you mean?
Well, I need something to persuade the girls.
Such as?
Such as this place over the last couple of months. Bloody security gates everywhere. You can't even go to the dunny without half a dozen screws chasing you, and it's upsetting the girls.
B, you know perfectly well that I do not have the authority to open security gates.
Well, you must pull some weight with Mrs. Davidson, or you ought to, anyway. And if I could show the girls that things were getting back to normal...
Oh, yes, it would certainly lift your stocks, wouldn't it?
None of us is perfect, Mr. Reed. What do you reckon?
I'll have a talk to Mrs. Davidson.
Then I'll have a talk to the girls.
Good. And remember one thing, B, if this project doesn't get off the ground, the only ones who will suffer will be you and your girls.
With a bit of luck, the approval will come through today. So I want to be ready. Would you like this? Well, what with all my baby clothes and stuff, I probably won't have room.
I don't want your leftovers.
I'll give it to someone else then.
If you want to give me something you care about. You don't give a bugger about what happened between us, do you?
This ain't much, but I've always liked it.
Well, well, well. So today's the big day, eh?
Yeah. Dave hasn't said when, but I'm hoping.
Always keep these doors locked?
Yeah, but don't worry, love. I'm working on it.
You all packed and ready?
Oh, yeah. They just got to say the word.
Wonder what it was that made Mrs. Davidson change her mind.
Sharon told her what really happened yesterday. Must have helped.
You mean Sharon did what she should have done in the first place?
Come on, B. She did the right thing in the long run.
I beg your pardon?
All right, let's go.
Got a spare bed in your cell now, eh, Sharon? Surprised to see you sticking up for Sharon.
I'm not sticking up for Sharon. It's just the way B goes on all the time.
Oh, don't worry, love. I'll look after you, huh?
How's your head? All right. What? The way B's been glaring at you, I thought you might have had a bleeding great hole in the back of it by now.
Well, look who's here, the gardeners. What are you doing here? Mr. Bill hasn't gone yet.
Mrs. Knox said we could. It's nearly buy-up time.
Oh, yeah. What's this?
It's a present. It's for you, Chrissy.
Me? Oh, what for?
Well, it's a sort of going-away present. It's not just for me, it's from all the women.
Thanks. Oh, God, I'm only going up to maternity. Anyone think I was getting out or something? Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely, thanks a lot.
Now, where did you get your hands on that? It's supposed to be for Reed's craft shop.
Yeah, I know. I went to see him and said that we wanted something for Chrissy to give to the bub.
Oh, fair enough. I suppose the poor little thing's going to need something to hang on to. Its mum's not going to be around too much.
Oh, you're wrong there, B. Now I've got Elizabeth. It's going to be straight down the line for me. I know I've only got her for 12 months, but with a bit of luck, I might be getting out of here before she's old enough to forget about me.
Yeah, at least you'll have her for a little while. I never even knew mine.
Better not to know 'em at all. And watch 'em grow up and end up in the same heap as us. You chase around after 'em for 16 years. Blow their noses, dry their tears, denim on their feet. And then some animal with a dope peddler gets 'em. And a couple of months later, you don't even recognise your own kid.
It's not going to happen with Elizabeth and me. We're going to be so close.
Come on, ladies, to the rec room if you want your supplies. Yay.
Oh, right. Doreen. Thanks ever so much for the present. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it wasn't much.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Thanks. Fruit, lollies, biscuits, fags. Oh, could I have another packet of biscuits, please, just in case?
In case of what, Doreen?
In case I run out.
Doreen, you've got enough biscuits there to last a month.
Oh, yeah, but this is what I used to always get.
Yeah, but you've forgotten, love. Lizzie isn't here anymore to pinch 'em.
Oh, look, I made a mistake with this lot. Do you reckon I could swap them for some fags?
What for? You've given up.
Chrissy?
I just wondered. Yes, Mrs. Jackson?
You wanted in reception.
Is it Elizabeth? She's here. Can we go right now, Mrs. Jackson?
Oh, we have a look at those two. Boy, if you knew their history.
Well, motherhood seems to agree with Chrissy.
Yeah, you know, I'm beginning to long for the day when things were normal. And Chrissy could be relied on to be nasty.
I'm ready. It's just a matter of grabbing it. Sharon! Sharon! Oh, are you asleep?
Not now.
Oh, I'm sorry, but listen. She's here. Elizabeth.
Great.
I've just got to get all my stuff, and then I'll be going straight to maternity. So, well, thanks for everything.
Need time?
Look, I got you something. Something to go with that lighter.
Thanks.
You okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. Just being stuck in here on your own all the time.
Oh, it's better than being stuck in solitary.
You reckon?
Well, I'll see you later then.
Yeah, see you.
Well, come along, Chrissy.
Yeah, right away, Mrs. Jackson. Ta-da.
Seems funny, Chrissy being a mother, eh?
Oh, I don't know. She had enough groundwork, it had to happen.
Yeah, but fancy her getting caught. I had a kid, you know, when I was 16. She'd be 7 now. Gee, I wonder what she's like.
Did you have her adopted?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't handle it. You know, being 16 and all that. And I wasn't very together at all. Mind you, when I see people like Chrissy having babies and keeping them...
Don't you worry, love. You'll have dozens when you get out.
Oh, who with? I told Kevin to get lost, didn't I?
Kevin will wait for you, you twit. You just need to encourage him a bit.
Have you got kids, Bea?
Yeah,
Boys or girls?
just one, a girl. Yeah, girl called Debbie.
Oh, Chrissy, isn't she beautiful?
Yeah, she's not bad for a first attempt, is she?
She's tiny.
Oh, I know, but you should have seen her when she was first born. She's doubled her weight. She was real scrawny then.
Does she look like her father?
She looks like all of them.
Come on, Chrissy, we better move you into your new home.
Bye-bye, kid. Good luck.
Bye, Chrissy.
Bye-bye, love.
Oh, what do you know? Looks like Latham might be human after all.